Hey guys, we're back with another video. In today's video, we'll go through every single card in Fantasy Hockey event. Also, we'll discuss how to get a free card and what do we actually think about the event, and is the best event of the year actually the worst event? Before we jump into the video, I'm also live on Twitch 5 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So if you want to see me grinding NHL 23 or have any questions about NHL 23 content, make sure you stop by. Okay boys and girls, let's jump into the video. Fantasy Hockey should be the best event of the year. Is it really the best event this year? I don't know. We need to see what the event will look and what cards they will drop next week, because at the moment, it's like 50-50. So for people who don't know, the Fantasy Hockey event is whenever you pull a card or you make a set and you get a card, like basically, if you will get any of these cards, they will go up in overall if these players will do and perform good in a real life hockey. So let's say, let's say Robert Thomas, if he scores a goal in a real life game, then his overall goes by 1. Every single goal means 1 overall on top of the card. For defensemen, if they score a goal, they goes up by 2. So in my opinion, it's better to invest in a defenseman because the card can go up quite quickly, and also they have a really good value. Regards the goalie, it's pretty simple. If the goalie wins or if the goalie gets a shutout, the card goes up by 1 overall. Also, this event we have Fantasy Hockey objectives. One will give you 1 Fantasy Hockey collectible. It is pretty funny, then they give you 1 Fantasy Hockey collectible. 6,000 coins in total. I know technically you play the game anyway, so this will come eventually, you don't even have to grind. And here is the way how we can get a free Fantasy Hockey Prospect Choice Pack. So I think this is one of the few W's and wins in this event. There will be not a lot, believe me. So technically all you have to do, again, 8 days reward pack, so on. So you complete all these objectives, you can go through them to see what you need to do. So technically you will not be able to do it before you will open 8 daily reward packs. It will give you Hockey Prospect Choice Pack. What I would suggest, because I think the next week we will have more players, don't open it straight away. Wait until the new event drops. I think that's anyway, it's in the 7 days, but just in case something, you will be able to choose. Also, I'm not pretty sure, but I would suggest maybe don't open it at all, because the cards in a pack should go up in overall anyway. So you can keep the pack for, let's say, a month to see who performs better, who of the rookie cards are actually worth taking. If someone gets an injury or being sent to AHL or anything, technically that's it. But if you keep the pack and don't open it for at least a little while, because the player will not make your team anyway, so it doesn't really impact your team, and it's just a good way to see and make sure you're choosing the right player. Okay, let's go through the actual cards. So we have 4 MSPs, which one of them is Ivan Provorov. Not a bad card, but I don't see anything special. Next one is Robert Thomas. Again, this guy probably will score quite a few goals. So I think, like, on a paper, this card looks one of the best to choose in my... Then we get Kevin Fiala. His card looks... There's nothing special about the card. He's really small as well. Like, his zone ability and superstar ability is also something I would probably not go after. If Kevin Fiala is not your favorite player, or you're not a huge LA Kings fan or player particularly, I don't really see a reason why anyone would make this card. And then we get Tristan Jarry. Very interesting choice. First of all, he's pretty small goalie, but this year I think we all know that the smaller goalies will have bigger value. What I like the synergies. I really think then the synergy combo is very good. And the superstar ability is the sponge. So considering how many goals are the goalies letting in because of the rebound, I think this is a really huge... It's very expensive to make these cards, but if I would have the chance to get my hands around this card, I would really like to try him out. And obviously post to post is the best zone ability from previous years. This year they did nerf a little bit the cross crease goals, so it's not so obvious and not so easy to score, but still 50% of the goals are the cross crease. So I think these two superstar and zone ability are must have for a goalie. So like I said, if I would have a chance to get my hands around, I would definitely like to try the Tristan Jarry card. At least the first week, Tristan Jarry is my choice if you don't know who to make, because I don't really see reason and why would you need to make any other of these 3. Seth Jones, really good defenseman. Again, probably one of the best choices, but like with how Blackhawks are playing currently, I think it's actually not a bad one, because few goals from him, and he's like a defenseman who scores quite a few goals every year. So I think Seth Jones would probably be the choice if you have a chance to buy him or make him in a set. Next one is Matthias Flachta. I believe I read that right. From Germany. I believe he plays in one of the German leagues. Again, these cards are always a really good win or miss, because not a lot of people do watch the German league, so some of them may score a lot of goals. And I think all these players from the European leagues are actually a win, because I think they just score more goals. Like, they don't give bad players a card there. So if someone doesn't score any goals, they will never give him a card. But I think this is a really good opportunity for someone from Germany, let's say, or someone who does watch German league. Grab this card and follow their favorite player if they don't watch NHL. Then we have Caden Huchle. Huchle? Oh my God, I'm really bad with surnames. Again, I think this rookie card is probably something to consider, but like, none of these rookie cards this week looks anything good. So he's a defenseman. That's a really good point. He had the superstar ability shutdown, which was very useful last year. This year, not really noticeable. At least I did not notice any kind of like change of how my defensemen play if I have the superstar ability shutdown activated. Sebastian Repo, again, someone from the international leagues from Finland. This card looks really good for a center, someone who is so big. I actually think that I probably may look after this card and try to get him, because in my opinion, he's the best choice. He's a right-handed center, and we don't have a lot. If you need to choose one, I would go with this card, because on a paper, this card looks one of the best. Then we got a guy from Seattle Krakens. Again, really small, but he had a quick draw. It was very useful last year. Like, I would probably skip the card. Like, if you check the stats, even if he goes up by the overalls, he's very small. For a center, I really don't see why anyone, if you don't pull him and don't have him untradeable, I don't see anyone choosing him, as far as he's not your favorite player, because I think there are just better choices out there. Shane Gostisbehere, one of my favorite cards, I think in NHL 19. I don't remember exactly what card I did use, but I was so happy. Then I had him, and he stayed in my lineup all year. So I would really like to just buy him if I could, because he's a defenseman, always played very good for me. Again, he does also score quite a few goals. It may be a win in my opinion, but again, if the guy gets injured, then that's probably for a 76 overall card having 81 speed. It means that the speed will go up quite quickly. So I would say around 85, this defenseman will be very useful. Cole Perfetti. At this point, I'm only paying attention to the speed and let's say the body checking, because how the game feels like there are no any impact over the hits, and hits are feeling like really bad at the moment. Like, you can actually smash someone and the guy even didn't move. So if the body checking is very low, I really try to skip the player, at least at the moment. Maybe when he will go a little bit higher in the overalls, card will be more useful. At the moment, if he's not your favorite player, again, that would be a miss for me. Here you go, we had Demko. I think one of the best goalies currently in the game. At least every single game I play, I had to play against Demko, and I cannot score a damn goal. So again, I think Demko had a really good chances to go up. I know the Canucks have a really bad season, and what, they had like 1 win so far. That's really unfortunate, but if it changed and the Canucks actually start winning, Demko will go up quite quickly. Again, every win will give him 1+ in overall. So let's say they win 8 games, which is really, why would they not win 8 games? It goes to the 80. Another 10, that goes to the 90. So I think Demko had a really good chance to go high in the overall. And again, he's a really big goalie. And as he goes up in overall, they will add zone ability and probably some different superstar abilities and synergies. So I personally think it's a good card. Again, like for 72 overall, his aggression is 70. So the stats are really impressive for so low overall card. I would like to try him. Then we had Seth Jarvis. Again, probably miss for me. I never liked his cards in the previous years, and also I did try his base card this year. If he's not your favorite player, I would miss. And here you go, Kadri. Probably one of the best cards to choose from. One of the cards we know will score goals. Is if he stays healthy, this card will probably have the highest overall from outside of all of it, because I don't see anyone else scoring as many goals as Kadri. Considering how Kadri plays and how his team plays, he probably will get 80 before everyone else. Cole Sillinger. Not a bad card. He's a big guy for a center. left-handed. I think it might be useful when it goes up a little bit higher. But again, there's nothing special about the card, and I really don't think that Cole Sillinger will have a lot of goals this year. Because just how the Columbus play in general, he may go up, and I think all of these cards will go as far as they stay healthy. But I don't think he will get even to the 80 overall anywhere near Christmas. Or maybe even, I don't know, March, because I don't see him scoring more than 8 goals this season in total. Timo Meier. First of all, Sleeves probably is very happy because Sharks player is getting the fantasy hockey card. Look how they made him like 70 overall, because they know Timo will score a lot of goals. His card will be one of the best probably to use, because he had the speed synergy. Even if you activate it now, it goes to the 80 overall, 80 speed already. In general, this will be a very good card, and I think Timo will score a lot of goals. Not as many as Kadri, because obviously he's a little bit lower overall, but I think they will be very close with Zem Kadri. Okay, the next card is Alex Pietrangelo. Don't see him scoring a lot of goals, in my opinion. If you pull him untradeable, obviously keep him. Don't put him in any sets, because it may be a really good chance for him to go up quite quickly. But he definitely will not be your Morgan Riley from previous year. The next one will be Pavel Mintyukov. At the moment, the card looks really bad, but okay, he's 68 overall, so it's more about checking his stats and see how good he's playing. I think the guy, according to what the internet says, I never see him actually playing, so I don't really know, but on a paper, I think he had a chance to go up in overall probably by 10. I don't see him going up more than 10, so that would give him 78 overall. So I don't have, like, I would not put my eggs in this basket, and I would not go and pick him up. Okay, the next one will be Thomas Zahorna. For a center, he is pretty small, in my opinion. I prefer the bigger centermen because it's just easier to win faceoffs. The card may be useful, but at the moment you really don't know, and it's a gamble, so it's really difficult to say. Like, there is nothing special to the card. I don't know how the guy plays, but I would probably not go and make him or buy him, as far as you don't pull him untradeable. Like, and the last one is Evander Kane. Probably the guy who, again, will score a lot of goals. He had a really good season. I don't like him in general, but that's my personal opinion. And I know there's a lot of people in the Oilers organization and same in the fan base who do like the player, and that's absolutely fine. He will score a lot of goals, and this card will go up quite a lot. I would probably say he will definitely reach a 99 overall, but I just don't know how quickly. He's also like around 600k on a PlayStation 5 market at the moment, so if you can snipe him, this would be a guaranteed 99 card. So once you complete the objectives, it will give you one collectible. With one collectible, you can go and exchange it to NHL player pack or 2 player packs. I would obviously go with NHL player packs because it gives you more chances to pull someone from NHL, but because there's quite a lot of European players, you never know, you may pull one of them as well. So, like, it depends. I think the odds are pretty similar in both of them. To get any of the MSPs, you have to trade in 40 collectibles. Well, not gonna lie, I understand this event needs to be pricey, and I understand why it's so pricey, but I think it's too expensive. And considering the market and how much the players cost, and I don't think anyone have so many players already available to go and just make it without buying anything. It's too expensive for spending so much coins for a player so low overall, even not knowing will it ever go up. It's a really, really big risk. Okay, let's quickly have a look and what do you need to trade in to get any of the fantasy hockey collectibles. So to get one fantasy hockey collectible, you need to trade in 35 gold players. It doesn't mean which overall they are. So considering MSP needs 40 collectibles, if you're only getting the collectibles by doing this set, you would need 1,400 gold players to get an MSP. You can do the same about trading in 25 80 plus overall cards. I think this is even better than this one. Like, I think this would be cheaper. Trading 35 gold players or 25 80 plus overall players, I think I would go with 35 to be honest. Or you can trade in 20 81 plus overalls for one collectible. Next one is you have to trade in 16 82 plus overalls. Again, that only gives you one collectible, which is pretty ridiculous to be honest with the price we have to pay. I think the next one is probably a little bit better because you have to trade in 4 83 plus overall cards, and that gives you 1 collectible. I think everyone have quite a lot of 82s and 83s in their inventory. If you was trying to snipe them in the market before, like I personally did, I had a lot of 82s and a lot of 83s. Where it goes tricky is then you have to trade in 384 overalls for 1 hockey can. You can do 285s or 186, or you can trade 187 and that gives you 2 collectibles. It's so many cards you need to trade to get any of these. It's so expensive. I would say if you go into the auction house and try to buy it, it's much cheaper than even making it. Okay, in general, I don't really think any of these cards are worst. I think this is, from the best event, it's the worst event so far. We don't know which cards they will give us next week. So I think the only W so far would probably be the free prospect card completing the objectives. And I really like where EA is going, giving us a free card, even if it's like a low overall, but technically it can be a guaranteed 99 overall card for free by just playing the game. So in my opinion, that's the only win from this event. Maybe next week they will drop a better cards and things will change, but at the moment I don't think I will make a single MSP or even spend any cards. This event is good for is if you have any of the base cards 82, 83, 84 and above, go and sell it. If you are not even thinking about making any of these cards, this is the best time to sell because the market is just going crazy and people are making millions because of this event. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe. It would really help me a lot. Also, let me know down in the comment section below if you're going after any of the EVO players, or let's call them fantasy hockey players, because I personally really don't know what I'm gonna do. But I hope you enjoyed the video and have a good one. See you on the ice.